Hey y'all, this is Crafty Maven. So the next episode of my adventure is as follows. So I got my procedure done on the 24th of September, and he took 2 full vials of biopsy materials, or meat as I call it, to send off for testing, and he expected the results to be back in a week. Well, it didn't happen because there was just so much material for them to test that they said they wanted to make sure that they had tested everything as completely as they could to get the most accurate results, which, you know, can't blame them for that. So after close of business on the 7th, we got the biopsy, or the call from the surgeon that he had the results in, and it was for sure cancer. So yay. I have had a little bit more than a week to process this, and yeah, saying it doesn't get any easier with more time to process. He doesn't know anything about how much or how bad or stages or if it's spread or anything, because he put all of the meat into 2 vials, so he doesn't know what part of the tumor came back with cancer, what part of it was benign, and the percentage of it. Like, he doesn't know any of that stuff. So after we got the phone call on Monday, it was close of business for him, and like really close to close of business for me in Alaska. So on Tuesday morning, we got on the phone with our travel point of contact and got a set of orders to have us come down the next day. We were literally flying down to Seattle less than 50 hours after we got the phone call that the cancer was for sure a thing. So that was a lot. And then we got into the doctor's office and did a bunch of testing to get prepared for an appointment that I had today. And there were some other imaging things that he wants to have done, but we couldn't get them scheduled before today, and then he wouldn't have gotten the results even if we could have. So we still don't know anything about how much of anything this is, but he just showed me a lot of stuff and confirmed that he has my best interest in mind, and he's going to rush to do things like sending me to the tumor board as quickly as he has any results, but they won't even consider a conversation on it until they have more information, which again, can't blame. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm still down in Seattle. We've been down here since we left Anchorage on the 9th, and we got down here on the 10th. We leave on Friday, and we're probably gonna have to come back so I can do more testing and see where we're at that point. And then he anticipates, which he is not the one who gets to make or who has to make this decision, but he anticipates that I'm going to probably have to go through chemo and radiation, and then probably a surgical removal. But he wants to try to get the tumor shrunk down as much as possible before getting there. But he's not the one who makes that decision. Tumor board is. So we're just gonna have to wait on that. And yeah, so I get to say I have colon cancer. So the bright side of all of this is not really much, but since he took so much of the tumor away, I am feeling better than I have in years. I'm still not feeling great, but I am, at least my numbers are starting to go in a positive direction, as far as my iron and my blood cells. My red blood cells are still, quantity wise, are still not where they need to be, and quality wise they are still oddly shaped or too big. They're irregularly shaped, I guess, not oddly shaped. Oddly is my word, irregularly is their word. So I still have some significant issues with anemia, but nothing nearly as life-threatening as it was in August and into September. So that's good. And my PCM is doing a great job at like trying to help me navigate through all of this. And, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing with this. So if only this were something to do with running a business, then I'd feel a lot more confident in it. But I am confident that I have some really great providers, and we're going to focus as much as we can of my treatment down here in Seattle, just because I want to make sure that there's consistent and appropriate care. Not to say that doctors in Alaska aren't probably good, but because so much of my care has to be done down here, I want to make sure that the providers all have access to the right information and the records that they need, because we're finding that it's been very difficult for us to get my medical records transferred between providers, though it shouldn't be that hard. The reality is that everybody's dragging their feet on everything, and I just don't really have time to continue to wait for people to do their jobs. So down here, there's just a whole lot more people with a whole lot more experience, I think. So as much as, you know, my insurance will work with us, we're going to focus my care down here. I don't really know what that means yet, and I probably won't for a couple of weeks, but you know, that's something. I am starting to feel a lot more like myself. I'm definitely not my normal self, but you know, a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't even sit in a chair without like literally feeling exhausted. And exhausted is not the right word. I was so sapped, just completely tapped out. And now I'm doing a lot better. Like I said, I'm still not where I feel like I am normal, but removing some of the life force draining tumor has definitely been a good choice. So there's that. Yeah, so if anybody has any amazing stories to tell me about this, or anything, I'm down to hear it. I am in completely foreign territory as far as my own personal experiences. Even so, my mom fought 2 different types of breast cancer and leukemia, but she did it when I was an adult and stationed way far away. So I didn't have much in the way of engagements with her actual treatment. So I just really don't know what I'm doing going into this. And you know, nobody in my family has any history with colon cancer. So we were all really blindsided by this. Like every single one of us was. We have no idea where it came from, or what brought it about, or what the risk factors are to my kids or to my siblings. The doctors just have no idea. As far as whether he thinks this is something that I might die from. I still don't have an answer on that. He thinks in a best case scenario that through appropriate treatment and surgery that it should be something that I can overcome. But his position on pretty much everything that I asked was, well, it's too early to speak in definitive answers. So we got a whole lot of, that's a great question, but I don't know the answer. So we're just going to continue to work towards the next step. And what the next step is right now is just getting CAT scans and MRIs and going from there. So I appreciate all of your guys' support and patience throughout all of this adventure that I never anticipated or really wanted to be on. But yeah, that's where we're at. So until the next update, love you guys and talk to you later.